I'm Sarah Barnbrook. I am one of the co-authors of Purpose and Passion, and I wanted to have a chat with you today about living with purpose, transforming words into meaningful action. The title of my chapter in this book that I signed recently at my book launch is Words Without Action Are Only Noise. And I picked that because I wanted to live with intention and with purpose. And I found that many times in my life, I tend to have outside distractions, and I wanted to really focus and to make a change and do something different. I'm a business owner. I have a gaming shop, which will make my slideshow seem a lot more sense for my theme that I've chosen. My shop is called Board Games and Battlegrounds. We've been around since 2019, serving our local community and providing a safe space for people to game. Outside of that business, I'm also a founder of a not-for-profit called Away from Keyboard, which is about getting people off their devices and meeting face-to-face. So we go AFK to adventure IRL. So that's about that sort of social connectedness and well-being for adults and for children, just so that we can sort of gather together and be together face-to-face. Outside of that, I'm also a passionate volunteer with the Country Women's Association of Victoria, and I also sit on the UNAA, the Status of Women Committee. So there's a few different hats that I wear in my life that keep me very busy. But I wanted to focus today on how we can live with purpose and transform our words into meaningful action. So living with purpose. Words without action are only noise. We can't just say we're going to do stuff. So much in my life has been about people telling me that they were going to do stuff, but their behavior and their actions never matched up what they said they were going to do. So when we live with purpose, we live and we say we're going to do something and we follow through with the action of actually doing it. It's one thing to think about doing something for somebody, but another thing is to actually do it and to show up for people. We're going to explore in this workshop the profound impact that taking action can have in our lives and in our communities. In my journey through business, volunteering, and motherhood, I've learned that success is not just about our external achievements. It's also about our inner strength and our compassion guide us. This workshop is about finding that strength within ourselves and transforming it into purposeful action that can truly make a difference to the lives of others and to ourselves. So, as I said, I'm Sarah, and I'm a business owner, a volunteer, and I'm also a mom. I've got 3 neurodivergent children, and I had a partner who had a profound physical disability, and I supported him for over 13 years to remain at home and to be able to live and thrive in his own community as well. So I wear many different hats in my life. Most people find me to be incredibly busy, as are we all. So embracing inner strength. Inner strength is the foundation that allows us to face life's most challenging moments. When I found myself in the midst of personal crises, like navigating my partner's sudden illness while preparing to give birth, it was my inner strength that kept me afloat. This strength isn't just about being invincible. It's about finding calm in the storm, trusting in our ability to navigate through the waves, and believing that we have the power to overcome even the darkest of times. Sometimes it's your mindset that makes the world of difference, that the tools and the skills that you have to accomplish something actually are already inside of you. They are there to be harnessed and to be honed to make use of. And I also believe that, as Bob Marley had said, you never really know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Often I've been asked, I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you were able to, accomplish X, Y, or Z. And I said, anybody can do that when called upon. The skills and the tools and the resources are all within us. It's how we choose to use those tools. And some of that may be with some of the things we'll talk about today, which is reaching out to other people. It might be through service. It's also about showing yourself some grace. So there's many tools in our toolbox to help us to overcome something. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the power of inner strength. So inner strength is the foundation that allows us to keep going, and it also allows us to build upon. So that foundation of strength, which you may not realize you have, is what's going to help us to build those small steps to achieve and accomplish our goals. Now, I'm sure, like me, you also have faced challenges in your life. And I wanted to talk about how we turn challenges into opportunities. And sometimes it's really straightforward, and other times it needs a creative solution. Life's challenges are often our greatest teachers. When we confront adversity, we have the choice to let it break us or to let it forge us into something stronger. By viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, we can transform pain into power. In my life, I've learned that every setback is an invitation to grow, adapt, and ultimately become a better version of myself. This perspective is not just empowering, it's life-changing. The struggle that you're in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. Oftentimes, I've been going through an experience and I didn't, in the moment, understand or really appreciate perhaps the magnitude that experience is going to have on my life, especially when you're far on the other side of it and you've come through it. And then you're able to go back and reflect back and see how much of your current strength today you gained from those moments. I really wanted to focus on the importance of a compassionate action. So this is when we talked earlier about saying that we were going to do something, but then actually doing it. Compassion is powerful, but it's not enough on its own. Without action, compassion is just an unfulfilled intention. This is why I believe that words without action are only noise. True compassion is expressed through our deeds, through the ways that we show up for others, the way we lend a hand and work to create positive change. Whether it's through volunteering, supporting a friend, or advocating for a cause, our actions are what bring our compassion to life and make a real difference in the world. In my life, the times when I have been at my darkest and my lowest are the times when I have intentionally sought out opportunities to be of service to other people. That has also helped enrich and inspire me and help me to feel more grateful and gratitude for myself and my own life. Despite whatever I may have been going through, I was able to overcome in the moment that short-term effort and an issue that I may have been struggling with, and been able to overcome that and reflect back and have that strength and know that that compassionate time that I spent serving others and giving back actually restores and comes back to you, that you actually are able to find, I don't know if it's a synergy that happens, but we had a neurologist come to speak to us recently for Women's Health Week, and she spoke about the importance of being connected as a community and staying connected with your network, whether you have a huge network of friends or family, or you're just starting out, as I had when I first moved to Australia. I had to cultivate and build my network of people so that I could feel that I had that sort of support and strength as well in my own life. Let's talk about compassion without action is merely a sentimental expression. The Dalai Lama got it right. We need to be acting, and anything but besides action is really just a sentimental expression. It's just those words that are almost noise, that they should be saved. So consider what you're going to say and then have the action to back it up. So volunteering as a path to fulfillment. Volunteering has been a lifeline for me, a way to channel my energy and compassion into something meaningful. Through organizations like the CWA, I have found a way to connect with others, contribute to the community, and rediscover who I am outside of my role as a mother and a carer. Volunteering not only helps those in need, but it also enriches our own lives, giving us a sense of purpose and fulfillment that comes from knowing that we're making a positive impact. I truly believe, this is Mahatma Gandhi, that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And I firmly believe that. As I said earlier, sometimes in my darkest times when I was really struggling with personal things in my life, the thing that helped me the most was getting busy and serving other people, helping, looking for the opportunities and the ways I could give back that allowed me to feel the most like myself, the most like Sarah. And I wasn't getting lost in the sea of being a mother for high needs children or a carer for quite a profound disability. So consider that in your own life. How can you look for opportunities to be of service to somebody else? And it may be something very small as, going into the local school and being a read to the children for 30 minutes a week. There's various ways that we can be of service in our communities, and look for opportunities in your own network that you might be able to provide that. Let's talk about vulnerability. So the strength in vulnerability. We often think of vulnerability as a weakness, but I believe in truth, it's one of our greatest strengths. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to deeper connections and more authentic relationships. During some of my most challenging times, it was my willingness to be vulnerable that helped me build stronger bonds with those around me. Vulnerability invites others to see us as we truly are, and in that honesty, there is immense power. I have found that when I have been the most vulnerable and authentic with other people is when I have made the deepest and most meaningful connections with them, and it allows them to see my humanity and to share their humanity with me. Sometimes we get swept away in this, especially in these recent times, these completely curated experiences of life and, the social media presentations of people. You don't often get to see that veil drop and to understand who's behind the story, and you get to hear the background, and you understand the context, and you find that there's such a rich resource in being able to share that with each other and to be able to build those connections. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Great quote by Brene Brown. We are able to connect and have that rich conversation and inspire each other, and to have that, like I said earlier, that shared humanity is so important. I have found that when I am able to share my most vulnerable, whether that's the experiences of with my children or with my ex, it's all the different things and all the different stories that lead up to who you are today. Where the history of all the experiences, who the version of Sarah that I am today is not the same as I was 13 years ago. That person has changed. I've evolved. I have a different perspective even on life. And I'm never going to have the same version of myself as I have right now, because it's always evolving. And I read this quote yesterday about that, and it just really resonated with me that I'm only at the version of myself I am right now, and I'm just going to sit with her for a while. I'm going to enjoy where I am at the moment, and connect with other people where I'm at right now. And I think that when you are really transparent about your vulnerabilities and your shortcomings, you allow other people to feel relaxed in your presence, and that only encourages that further connection. And it's a really beautiful thing. I really encourage you to find the right network of people that you can be vulnerable with, and to have those more meaningful relationships with them. Let's talk about authentic leadership. So authentic leadership is about being true to who you are and leading with your whole self. In my many roles within the CWA, I've learned that when we are leading with authenticity, we inspire others to do the same. Authentic leaders don't pretend to have all the answers. They lead with empathy, compassion, and a willingness to listen. By being authentic, we create an environment where others feel safe to be themselves, and together we can achieve incredible things. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we actually are. That's another Brené Brown quote. So navigating life's uncertainties. Life is full of uncertainties, and no matter how much we plan, things do not always go as expected. But when we embrace uncertainty with vulnerability and authenticity, we can navigate these moments with grace and resilience. It's not about having all of the answers. It's about being present, adaptable, and open to whatever life brings our way. This approach allows us to turn uncertainties into opportunities for growth and discovery. So life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but about learning how to dance in the rain. That's the Vivian Green quote that I love. Let's discuss reflection as a tool for growth. Reflection is an essential part of personal growth. By taking the time to reflect on our experiences, we gain valuable insights into our strengths, our challenges, and the lessons life has taught us. Reflection allows us to see the bigger picture and to understand the impact of our actions and to make more informed decisions moving forward. It's through reflection that we can continue to grow, evolve, and turn our experiences into wisdom. We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. That's from John Dewey. So reflection is actually really powerful, but it also must be followed with action. Once we've gained insights from our reflections, the next step is to put those insights into practice. This might mean making changes in our personal lives, taking on new challenges, or stepping up in our communities. The key is to take what we've learned and use it to drive meaningful action. It's this combination of reflection and action that allows us to make a real difference in the world. So let's discuss living with purpose. As we bring this workshop to a close, I want to leave you with this thought. Living with purpose is about aligning our actions and our values. It's about turning our words into deeds, our compassion into action, and our intentions into realities. By embracing inner strength, leading with vulnerability, and committing to compassionate action, we can make a meaningful impact in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Let's commit to living with purpose every day. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. That's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I encourage each of you to take the insights that you've gained today and to turn them into action. Whether it's getting involved in volunteer work, joining an organization like the CWA, or simply leading with more kindness and authenticity in your daily life. Every action you take matters. Together, we can build stronger, more compassionate communities. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you already do. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest of intention. Thank you so much for listening to this workshop. I wanted to let you know that I have resources available for those that want to have more, or maybe some ideas for some books you might want to read to further go on this topic. Of course, I'm going to recommend Purpose and Passion. There's 25 other co-authors that have phenomenal chapters all about being a woman in business and living with purpose and passion, and how they have changed their own little worlds and big worlds for some. And also resources that you might want to be able to join your own local organization, like the CWA. Thank you so much for your time and your attention today. I hope you leave here feeling inspired and ready to take action in your own life and community. Remember, it's not just about the words that we say, it's the actions that we take that truly make a difference. Let's go out there and make our actions count. Thank you so much.